The two leaders await for the cats to quiet down, warriors growing quiet as the gathering begins. Each leader spoke about their clan situation after the big battles with Wind Clan and River Clan. Both were driven out and left for the two remaining clans. In the aftermath of the fierce battles with Wind Clan and River Clan, both vanquished and forced to retreat, the two remaining clans stood victorious. However, tensions between ShadowClan and ThunderClan ignited as Ashen'Star and ShadowStar proudly proclaimed their clan strength, each word a sharp claw aimed at the other's heart.
Desperate times don't mean assistance. Our alliance has ended, and patrols will be stronger than ever, no matter the situation.
ShadowStar spits, reassuring the burning outrage with more gasoline. This caused Ashen'Star to turn her head, giving a side glance to the ThunderClan leader, and sighed.
That goes the same for you then, ShadowStar. If you or your clan needs assistance, you won't receive any. We shall fight fire with fire.
Bring it on. I'd love to see you try. Your clan would snap in two, if it isn't already.
He spits, facing the leader directly, making sure to be loud.
ShadowStar, let's not get your paws in a twist here. Let's move on.
She smiled at ShadowStar, clearly teasing to be irritating. All of a sudden, lightning strikes down, looking like a thin claw against the sun. A terrifying static fills the cat's ears. The sun starts to rapidly set, as if time was sped up. Thunder booms as the sky grows dark. The moon is now rising in mere seconds. Horror and confusion fills the cats in the clearing. Something stirred within a bush, somewhere off to the right of the rock. Around the rim of the Fortree's crater the cats were all currently seated in. It could have been anything. A rabbit, a fallen branch, maybe even a curious lizard. But it seemed off. Something was different. Something was wrong. Every clan cat could feel it. It was as if they were being watched. The cats who were looking at the bush suddenly realized there was something there. A dark silhouette of something unnatural. At first, all that was visible were its legs, but then it suddenly leaned down, crouching. Its eyes were pure white. It seemed to stare at the cats for a moment before disappearing. Where to? It was impossible to say due to the darkness of the forest as it rounded behind a clump of bushes. It didn't make a sound when it moved, and its legs barely even seemed to touch the ground when it walked. And just like that, it was gone. Nowhere to be seen. Ashen'Star looked up at the air in confusion.
Look what you did, ShadowStar!
Squirrel'Chase's fur rises, ears flattening. She looks up, her blood runs cold. What have we done? Where's the sun? She lets out a horrified shriek.
We've upset StarClan.
Ashen'Star furrowed her brows, her paws shaking as she hissed.
Mousebrain! StarClan is now angry!
Soot'Watcher, ShadowClan's medicine cat, looked over at the two leaders as he yowled.
We're being punished! That thing isn't a cat! It doesn't smell like a cat! It doesn't even smell of a two-leg nor smell of prey!
Another creature with eyes as pale as the moon stares at the cats. It looks just like them, but larger and distorted. Squirrel'Chase stares at the creature. It stares back. The static grows even louder as they hold their gaze. ThunderClan's deputy then yowled in fear.
We can't stay here. We must end the gathering.
Evacuate!
Ashen'Star's voice was a demand. She leaped off the rock and looked for her clan. Squirrel'Chase rises to her paws also, and started to hurry out of the space as she yowled.
ThunderClan, let's move!
Yet before Ashen'Star followed the rest of ShadowClan back to their camp, she paused and glared at ShadowStar before yowling.
Wonder if you missed the alliance now, Mousebrain!
Both clans then darted out of the horror-filling scene as the creatures started to fill into the four trees. The cats' hearts were pounding in their ears as their breaths quickened. The gathering was over, and now ShadowClan and ThunderClan were in deep trouble because those creatures were starving yet determined to feast.